What made police in Australia fake over 258,000 of their own breathalyzer tests? One dodgy KPI is all it took, and an accountant who hadn't thought it through. For a long time, KPIs, or key performance indicators, have been accountants' tool of choice for setting targets and influencing behaviour. But did you know the KPIs you set could have disastrous effects? But they're just metrics, right? What's the worst that can happen? Just ask staff at Wells Fargo Bank. They were given targets to open new bank accounts, and for a bit of extra incentive, these targets were tied to big bonuses. So did they change the bankers' behaviour? They sure did. Wells Fargo staff opened over 2 million new accounts. The trouble was that the customers didn't authorise them. They only found out when they were hit with fees for accounts they had no idea existed. As the scandal unfolded, Wells Fargo were forced to fire 5,300 people, all for trying a bit too hard to hit their KPIs. But it's not just bankers whose KPIs have landed them in hot water. Remember the police in Australia? The trouble started when the Victoria Force was set a target to administer a certain number of breath tests per shift. The problem was, the target was completely unrealistic. So what would you do if you were faced with enormous pressure to meet an unachievable goal? Well, in this case, officers resorted to blowing into the breathalyzers themselves. They falsified over 258,000 roadside tests. That's a lot of police officers in a lot of trouble in the name of KPIs. So what went wrong? Are KPIs a bad thing? We don't think so, but our cautionary tales suggest that you do need to be careful. To help you out, here's our 3-point guide to setting KPIs that won't cause a whole lot of hassle. 1. Set realistic targets. They should stretch people. You want to change their behaviour. But if they're too aggressive, people will give up on achieving targets the right way. 2. Don't tie them to big bonuses. It distorts behaviour too much and is simply too tempting. 3. Use a combination of measures. A balanced set of measures, including financial and non-financial KPIs, is much more likely to get people behaving the way you want. So there you have it. Let's not throw out the idea of KPIs just yet, but be smart about the way you use them, or you'll end up on someone else's list of comical KPI cock-ups.